One day, a young boy named Alex was walking around his neighborhood as usual. It seemed like an ordinary day until he spotted something strange at the end of the road. An old gate covered in vines and shrubs, sparking his curiosity. He cautiously approached it, wondering, "How have I never seen this gate before?" With the excitement of a child eager for adventure, he slowly pushed open the gate and found himself standing in a deserted garden filled with tall trees and wild plants. As Alex wandered through the garden, he felt something strange. The wind seemed to whisper in an unfamiliar way, and the leaves swayed as if they were moving with purpose. Suddenly, he heard a faint voice. "Hello, Alex." He froze in place, looking around in confusion. "Who's talking?" he asked nervously. He approached a large tree, and its leaves began to shake as it spoke. "We are the trees." Alex was filled with a mix of fear and amazement. "How are you able to talk?" he asked, his voice trembling. The trees and flowers around him turned their attention to him, and the small flower spoke softly. "We need your help, Alex. We've lost our beautiful colors and we feel so sad." Alex was bewildered by their request but excited by the idea of an adventure. "How can I help you?" he asked. The large tree replied, "You must find the golden flower. It is the only one that can restore the colors to the garden, but it is hidden deep in the magical forest." Without hesitation, Alex decided to help the garden. He embarked on his journey through the dark, mysterious garden, facing challenges along the way. His first obstacle was a pond filled with stagnant water, blocking his path. He had to think of a way to cross it, and suddenly, a group of frogs appeared and offered to help him across. They also gave him a peculiar piece of advice. "Beware of the moving shadows, they are not what they seem." As Alex continued on, he reached a darker part of the garden, where strange shadows began to move around him. These shadows shifted eerily, as if trying to scare him away. Alex felt a surge of fear but remembered the frog's words. He decided to stay calm and face the shadows bravely. "These shadows aren't real," he told himself. "They're just a test." And sure enough, as he held his ground, the shadows slowly disappeared, and the fear faded away. After overcoming the shadows, Alex found himself in a valley filled with strange intertwined plants. In the center of the valley stood the golden flower, glowing softly. Alex cautiously approached it, and as he touched it, a bright light burst forth, so dazzling it almost blinded him. This was the key to saving the garden. But just as he tried to pick the flower, tiny creatures resembling fairies appeared to stop him. Their leader spoke. "This flower is not for everyone. You must prove you are worthy of it." Alex had to convince them of his good intentions and his desire to help the garden. After a long conversation, the fairies finally believed that Alex was truly trying to help. They allowed him to take the golden flower. Alex quickly returned to the garden and placed the flower at its center. In a magical moment, the colors began to return slowly to the trees and flowers, and life was restored to the garden. The trees and flowers thanked Alex and said, "You have brought life back to us, and we are forever grateful." Alex walked home feeling proud and happy, knowing he had learned that courage and cooperation are the keys to solving any problem.